I walked into the kitchen, saw the empty bag on the floor and my cat trembling on the tile. Her gaze was blank, and before I could react, she started vomiting and then staggering. In less than 10 minutes, my living room became the worst emergency room I could imagine. All because of a little piece I swore was innocent. If you have a cat, stay until the end. What I'm about to tell you could save your companion's life. Subscribe and activate the bell now so you don't miss these vital warnings. My cat Luna was always a professional table thief. If there was anything smelly on the counter, she'd appear in seconds. That afternoon, I invited a friend over, and we left food everywhere. I was relaxed, laughing, not thinking about anything tragic. When I came back from the kitchen, I found the scene, the empty bag, Luna on the floor, and my heart in my throat. I thought it was just me being dramatic. A little something won't do anything, I told myself. A big mistake. Because with small animals and different metabolisms, a little bit can mean the difference between a nap and an emergency. In the following hours, I learned firsthand which food shouldn't be touched, even by mistake, and today I'm going to explain them to you in detail so that this never happens to you again. This isn't clickbait. There are things in our kitchen that for us are snacks, and for a cat, they're poison. Some act on the blood, others on the nervous system, some cause seizures in minutes, and others damage organs like the liver or kidneys in hours. The most deadly variable is time. The later you get to a professional, the more complicated the recovery can be. That's why this video isn't just any list. I'm going to tell you what these 7 traps are, why they're dangerous, and what to do if your cat tries them, without any fuss and with real data. I remember there were traces of garlic sauce in the bowl. I thought, a pinch won't hurt. 2 days later, Luna was pale, listless, and her urine was dark. Veterinarians call it allium poisoning, onion, garlic, and the like, and what these substances do is destroy red blood cells. Your cat's body goes into hemolytic anemia and stops transporting oxygen. It's not just vomiting. Enough can lead to extreme weakness, collapse, and if care is delayed, death. Toxicity applies to raw, cooked, and dehydrated garlic, and the powders we use in cooking, they all add up. The second memory still sticks with me, the chocolate bar on the desk. Luna licked a corner. Half an hour later, her pulse was racing, she was breathing strangely, and she seemed restless. Hours later, she could have had seizures. Chocolate contains theobromine and caffeine, stimulants that cats metabolize very poorly. They affect the central nervous system, the heart, and the digestive system. In severe cases, it causes arrhythmias, seizures, and cardiovascular failure. And be careful, the darker and purer the chocolate, the more dangerous it is. I never thought chewing gum could be fatal. One day, I saw Luna reach for a bag of sugar-free candy. Within minutes, she began to wobble. The vet explained to me that xylitol, a sweetener found in chewing gum, gummies, and some sugar-free products, can induce a sudden drop in glucose, hypoglycemia, and if sufficient, liver failure. The worst part, in dogs, it can cause hypoglycemia in 10 to 15 minutes. There is less data on cats, but the recommendation is zero tolerance. It's dangerous, and you need to act immediately if you suspect ingestion. One of the details I learned in the clinic is that it's not just alcoholic beverages that are dangerous. Raw bread dough is too. Yeast ferments in the stomach, producing alcohol, and the dough can swell, causing alcohol poisoning, electrolyte imbalance, and a risk of bloating. Even a small cup of alcohol can cause central nervous system depression, vomiting, respiratory problems, and in large doses, coma. Parties with punch or bread from the kitchen are real traps for curious house cats. That glass of coffee on the table that just smelled can be enough to trigger a disaster. Caffeine accelerates the heart, causes tremors, hyperactivity, followed by collapse and seizures. In my case, I saw Luna go from sniffing to trembling. Her heart was racing, and her breathing was shallow. It's not worth the small sip you imagine. Caffeine is very potent in small animals. This point generates debate because it's more widely documented in dogs, but veterinary and poison control agencies list grapes and raisins as foods to be completely avoided in pets. They can cause acute kidney failure. In my case, I had friends who trusted in 1 or 2 grapes and ended up in the emergency room. The professional recommendation is not to give grapes or raisins to cats or dogs. The reaction is unpredictable and the risk isn't worth it. Common salt may seem harmless, but a massive ingestion, for example, an entire container of snacks or seawater, causes hypernatremia, cellular dehydration, tremors, seizures, and coma if left uncontrolled. I saw a case in the clinic where a pet that drank very salty water ended up with seizures. The signs appear quickly, and veterinary treatment must carefully correct electrolytes. It's not coma from eating potatoes. We're talking about large or concentrated ingestions. These 7 aren't the complete list. They're the most urgent traps that kill or cause irreversible damage quickly. If your cat tries any of them, the common recommendation is not to improvise at home and to contact a professional or animal poison control immediately.
Is this happening to you now?
Do you think your cat ingested something dangerous? Comment help below and go to the emergency number or call your vet now. Every minute counts. The most intense part was the trip to the clinic. Luna was wincing. I held her with hands that refused to shake, and visualizing the possible end was devastating. In the emergency room, I heard the vet's voice, "If only 1 more hour had passed." Those words pierced you. Seeing the monitors, the 4 pumps, and the technicians working with precision made you understand the fragility of her metabolism. In that adrenaline-fueled rush, I also understood something crucial. There is no substitute for quick action. Sometimes the difference between a scare and a tragedy is that someone called and arrived in time. Luna survived. It wasn't an instant happy ending. There were nights of care, blood tests, and anguish of guilt that I had to turn into learning experiences. What did I change? I closed the kitchen with a door when food is out, started throwing away trash in covered containers, stored gum and candy in high cabinets, and stopped leaving glasses or bags unattended. I also wrote down the number of the 24-hour clinic. Never assume too little. Small amounts are sometimes enough. Read labels. Xylitol is in many sugar-free products. Keep candy, coffee, alcohol, and dough out of reach.
If you suspect ingestion, don't improvise dangereux home remedy. Call your vet or poison control.
Today Luna lies on the bed and purrs at the top of her lungs. Every time I look at her, I know there was a second chance that didn't come by luck. It came from quick action, from professionals who did their job, and yes, from the lesson it taught me as an owner. We celebrated with quiet games, safe food, and a new family rule: if you're not sure, don't leave it within reach. If this story moved you, subscribe for more real stories and practical advice, and yes, share this video with someone who has a cat. Like if you'd like me to make a printable guide with the emergency checklist, and a PDF version with the 7 foods and what to do, write "I want the PDF" in the comments and I'll send it to you.